kind of focus in on the weather here, looking at satellite and radar. You see that cloud cover that's continuing to streaming in. Now, if you're looking at eastern Oklahoma, you kind of see those yellows and oranges. Yes, that's that moderate and heavy rainfall that we've been highlighting here the last couple of days. It's knocking on the doorstep, especially in our Oklahoma counties. It's going to be here in pretty much a matter of minutes as that rain continues to push its way eastward. Here's what we have to get through, though. We got to get through all of this mess here throughout Oklahoma. So expect some of that heavier rainfall to continue to move its way across the 5 News viewing region, mainly into those overnight hours. So if we look at Futurecast, this is about midnight, and I expect this rain to be maybe just a little bit further east here by the time we get to about midnight tonight. Those heavier pockets of rain continue to push its way into overnight. So if you're a fan of sleeping while it's raining, this is probably the forecast for you. I think thunder is going to be kind of hard to come by just because we don't really have a lot of instability or storm fuel. So it's mainly just going to be a moderate to heavy rainfall out there. We'll continue to see that rain push through. We get a little bit of a lull right around sunrise tomorrow, but then more of that rain starts to push its way back into the region here. So in the River Valley, even stretching up a little bit into northwest Arkansas, probably going to be a little bit of a wet and soggy commute out the door on your Monday. We'll continue to see that batch of rain start to push its way eastward, and then kind of watch as we work our way to the late morning into the early afternoon hours. Our activity becomes a lot more isolated, a lot more scattered. So I do think we'll see a little bit of dry time, not just in northwest Arkansas, but in the River Valley as well. Now, we'll still hang on to some of those isolated showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder here and there, and that'll kind of continue as we work our way into the Monday evening and eventually the Monday overnight hours, as we're just going to be hanging on to that cloud cover. That cloud cover is with us heading into your Tuesday morning, and we still have to talk about more of those clouds heading into your Tuesday afternoon, with maybe a stray sprinkle here or there possible. Now, how much rain could we expect to fall from this? Well, now, this is just one model, but I kind of tend to agree with the overall pattern of it, with lesser amounts in northwest Arkansas, right around a ½ inch, with a lot heavier amounts kind of along and south of I-40. You kind of see these yellows. That's the best indication of where that heaviest rainfall could see. So heads up, if you're in southern LaFleur, maybe Scott County, Logan County, that's with the potential where we could see some of that heavy rainfall of 2-3+ inches, depending on where that heaviest rain axis falls. And that's why there's a slight risk of seeing just some minor river flooding, not river flooding, but just minor flooding in general, I should say, in this yellow area. So we'll heads up there, especially if you live in a flood-prone area with that repeated rounds of showers kind of moving over the same spot during the day on Monday. How's that impact our high temperatures? Well, we're going to be seeing a pretty seasonal late November day. In fact, our highs are going to be staying pretty much in the 50s the whole entire day. We start the morning in the 50s, we'll see 50s in the afternoon, and we'll continue to see those 50s into the evening as well, as we'll be hanging on to some of those showers. Again, a couple of those thunderstorms as well. Now, it's a big travel week heading into your Thanksgiving, of course. So here's Tuesday evening. If you plan on heading wherever Tuesday evening, the good news is we're dry and we're getting rid of those clouds off to our east. We'll continue that dry trend into your Wednesday. Maybe a few clouds here or there, but clouds aren't really going to impact you if you're either flying or driving elsewhere. Again, dry across the region, across the board. Here's Thanksgiving. We'll continue to see that dry weather persisting. Maybe a few clouds here and there, especially to our north. By the time we work our way to Black Friday, though, we're starting to get a lot more cloud cover, and that's going to be ahead of our next rain chances that look to move in next weekend. Now, here's a look at our temperatures for northwest Arkansas for your Thanksgiving. It is starting on the chilly side, though, 36 there at 8 a.m. We'll warm up into those lower 50s with some sunshine. And then in the River Valley, we'll actually see our high temperatures warm up to the middle to upper 50s by the time we're working our way into the afternoon. So a pretty seasonal, typical Thanksgiving day for what we'd expect here across the state of Arkansas. Here's that 10-day forecast for northwest Arkansas. We see those temperatures kind of hovering those upper 50s, lower 60s. You see that 80% chance of rain? That's mainly going to be into those morning hours. A lot more isolated and a lot more scattered as we work our way into the rest of the day on Monday. Thanksgiving we just talked about 54 degrees there for the high. And then those temperatures continue to be into those 50s and upper 40s heading into this weekend as well as next week. I will say the pattern looks a lot more favorable for seeing repeated rounds of some of those rain chances heading into your next weekend. That continues to be the case for the River Valley. We'll maybe get to 60 next weekend, but overall, we'll start to see that cooling trend and increased chances of seeing that precipitation heading into your next week.